Hello, everyone. Uh, as I am coming live to you after more than 2 years because of the COVID, uh, and I had taken a break because everybody was just focused on COVID, and people were suffering and everything else that was going on. But today I'm back to talk about a very sensitive matter and very urgent and crucial matter, which is about the situation in Pakistan. Right now, while it is about 9:30 in US Eastern Standard Time, it is about 6:30 a.m. of May 25th in Pakistan. And Pakistan is going through some very tough time right now, very crucial time. And that is why I decided to put my thoughts here, so that share my thoughts here with you. And I will appreciate your comments. And that is one of the reasons I'm doing is that quite a few people had asked me to shed some light on the situation in Pakistan, the removal of former Prime Minister Imran Khan through a vote of no confidence, which resulted after the U.S. intervention. U.S. intervention in the domestic affairs of Pakistan is nothing new. It has always been there, and for decades, Pakistan, like many other small countries, has listened to and made to make America happy, done and adopted policies that America wanted. What happened this time is that U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Central and South Asia, Donald Lu, who is in Biden administration, met with the Pakistan's ambassador in Washington, D.C., and told him that Prime Minister Imran Khan has got to go. There will be a vote of no confidence presented in the National Assembly of Pakistan, and this should pass. And once this is passed and Imran Khan is removed and is replaced by a new Prime Minister, then U.S. will forgive Pakistan for everything that Pakistan under Imran Khan was doing. Most of my talk today will be in English, but I will, say a few sentences in Pakistani language also. But I am doing it in English because I want my friends who are not from Pakistan and do not understand Pakistani language can understand what is the background of the current situation in Pakistan. When Prime Minister Imran Khan became, took the charge and became Prime Minister about 3.5 years ago, he made certain things very clear. Number one, he has always been against drone attacks in Pakistan, and he said he's not going to allow that. He was always against being part of a war that is not Pakistan's war, and he made it very clear that we are not going to fight other people's wars, as they did when 9/11 took place, and Pakistan joined on the side of US, and as a result, Pakistan lost about 80,000 people. 80,000 Pakistanis lost their lives because of that, and resulting terrorism from Taliban and other people because of Pakistan's support for US. So, so because of that, Imran Khan said, I'm not going to allow drone attacks in Pakistan. I'm not going to allow any bases in Pakistan for US or NATO countries. And he was not going to allow, Pakistan to be part of any other country's war. He was also speaking against Islamophobia on international forums. He was resisting to recognize Israel, which was also one of the things that America wanted, and not only America, but Saudi Arabia and UAE also wanted him to do. And there were a couple of other things like doing trade with China and Russia, because America doesn't want Pakistan, or for that matter, any small country, to do trade or have economic relations with any other country other than America. So Biden administration, told this to the Pakistan's ambassador in Washington D.C. And as it always happened, these things are never said. These things are said verbally. They are not never written down. So those in Pakistan and those Pakistanis and Imran Khan's opponents who say, "Oh, this cable or this letter was never written by Donald Lu, the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Central and South Asia. This is what the Pakistan's ambassador in Washington D.C. wrote to the Foreign Office of Pakistan after meeting Donald Lu, when Donald Lu told him to get rid of Pakistan should get rid of Prime Minister Imran Khan and replace him with somebody who can who will be more friendly towards America, which quote unquote means listen to the dictates of United States of America or Biden administration." And then there was a conspiracy, and whether you agree that there was a conspiracy or not, this fact that Donald Lu threatened Pakistan's ambassadors in Washington D.C. about removing Imran Khan, otherwise paying a heavy price, is an established fact. These things are not given in writing, and those who said, "Oh, this letter was written by Imran Khan's appointee ambassador, so that's why it is not reliable," they don't know how these things work. In 2001, Undersecretary Armitage, he also never gave a written statement to General Musharraf, who was the president of Pakistan at that time. He picked up the phone and told Musharraf that either you are with us or you are not with us. Give us the basis to attack Afghanistan and provide us all the facilities. Otherwise, we will bomb you to the Stone Age. And this is the fact. And that was also not the first time when U.S. so blatantly interfered in the domestic affairs of Pakistan. Before that, when Zulfikar Ali Bhutto had, taken some very independent steps, at that time also the Secretary of State of that time, Henry Kissinger, had told Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, then Prime Minister of Pakistan, that we will take care of you. And that's exactly what happened. They orchestrated political discourse in Pakistan, political violence, and then General Zia-ul Haq took over, and then Bhutto was murdered. It was a judicial murder because they tried him on a very fake trial of murdering his political opponent, and it was not a fair trial, and they hung him. So these things have been happening, and Imran Khan, being a bold and somewhat stubborn and egoistic prime minister, and very, very self-respect, he does not like to be told how to do things, especially by any foreign country. By nature and by his policies also. He has been in politics for 26 years, and his statements are on record in this regard. So he refused to, but he also wanted to be in the power and stay in the power. So he tried every level, different ways and everything that he can do in his power to stay as prime minister. But of course, the establishment, which in other words means the top generals of Pakistani army, withdrew their support to Imran Khan, because they have been the power behind all the civilian governments, no matter who was in charge, Pakistani military or the establishment, whatever you want to call. And when I say military, I am talking about only the top generals, because Pakistan army is a great army and they are very patriotic, and they want to do one thing, which is to defend Pakistan's borders. But the generals are a different story, from General Zia-ul Haq to General Musharraf, before that Ayub Khan, General Yahya. They have all ruled Pakistan, for more than 3 decades. So because of that, the vote of no confidence against Imran succeeded, and he had to leave the office. But when he was leaving, he took a stand and he exposed all this. He told about this, the threat from Donald Lu, from Biden administration. And he said that, this is the situation and I'm leaving. And he asked people for help. And he did not expect, and neither did anybody else, the military, the other politicians, the opposition parties, and the clergy. Nobody in Pakistan understood how much people had this hatred towards foreign interventions in the domestic affairs of Pakistan, and how much they hated the current Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and his party, and Asif Zardari and Mullah Fazlur Rahman, because of their corruptions and past history, where they have ruled Pakistan for so many decades. Between Asif Zardari and Nawaz Sharif and Mullah Fazlur Rahman had always been part of this, and they really looted all the wealth from Pakistan and took it to foreign countries. So people hated this so much, and people so much disliked and were hurt and got so angry against this US intervention in the domestic affairs of Pakistan, that people came out on the streets. And in such a great number that even Imran Khan was surprised, and his party PTI, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, was surprised. But once he saw the people have come to the streets, he, as a shrewd politician, or whoever is advising him, very shrewdly he played his cards. He said, we are not slaves to any country. We want friendship with every country, but we are not going to be a slave to them. We are not going to give bases to America. We are not going to accept this corrupt Prime Minister, Shehbaz Sharif. He calls him Crime Minister, and many Pakistanis, majority of them agree. And he said new elections should be held. And the more he spoke and more he held public meetings, he realized that people are really ready to take a stand. And he was also totally surprised. And then he gave a call for a long march to Islamabad, which is the capital of Pakistan, that is taking place today, because right now it is about 6:30 or so in Pakistan on Wednesday, May 25th. And the current government arrogantly and mistakenly has decided to curb this march, arresting hundreds and thousands of people in the last 2 nights, this past night in Pakistan and the night before. But thousands and hundreds of thousands of people are expected to gather in Islamabad to make sure their voices are heard. And this is a very big thing in Pakistan, because never before, even when Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was hung, and was killed, there was no such movement. And main reason was that military was in power. Zia was ruling Pakistan with iron fist, and also there was no social media. So there was only one TV, which was PTV. But now the situation is very, very different. It is social media. There are like dozens of television stations in Pakistan. And Imran Khan's message, he was able to communicate his message to the people, and he held public meetings and public gatherings, which were attended by hundreds of thousands of people. So now today, we are at a very very important crossroad. And what will happen in Pakistan, we will know in another few hours. I might do another brief live talk in the morning, depending on the situation. And but this is, at this point, I will end my talk by making a couple of things clear. I have been living in America since 1984. Most of my life, majority of a huge portion of my life has been in America. And I do not support, or I'm not part of any political party, or I do not support any politician in Pakistan. But definitely as a Pakistani American, I definitely don't like to see my country being dictated by any other power, even if it is America or for that matter, any other nation. So when it comes to this movement of not accepting a government that has been installed under the threat and manipulation of Biden administration, and also when it comes to removing this current Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and his allies, including Asif Zardari and Mullah Fazlur Rahman, when it comes to saying absolutely not to giving bases to any foreign country, and when it comes to making decisions for Pakistan, for Pakistan's benefit and not to please any foreign government, I definitely support this movement. Now, do as I expect and hope or believe that Imran Khan will do what he's saying if and when he comes to power, if the elections are held, and he lives to see them and win the elections? I don't know, because there are few things that Imran Khan did not do when he was the Prime Minister. I mean, I understand that 2 years out of his 3 years and 4 months in power, 2.5 years, 2 years plus were, there was a lot of problems in Pakistan because of COVID, like any other country. So despite, I understand that problem that he had, and he also did not have a very good majority in the parliament, and also he was depending on the establishment, which is the Pakistani army, on a whole lot of matters, because they have the final word. So this movement will decide who will in future will have a final word. So that is also one reason why I support this movement, despite the fact that I don't believe Imran Khan will do everything which he's saying. But at least there are few things which are certain. Number one, this movement, this superficial movement and lobbying that was being done in Pakistan to recognize Israel, that has been buried for like at least a couple of decades. Nobody will dare talk about recognizing Israel for another 20-25 years because of this movement and the situation. Nobody will dare give bases or get involved in war that is not Pakistan's war, but other the wars that are for America's sake or Russia's sake or any other country or Saudi Arabia's sake for that matter. So those are certain hopes. But Imran Khan, looking at what he did in his 3.5 years, he took quite a few very bad U-turns. He promised that he will, attend a conference to establish good ties with Malaysia and Turkey. But then at the last minute, he refused because of the pressure from Saudi Arabia and the United States of America. But I think military had a lot to do with it also. He also did not buy oil. He's not talking about, hey, we can buy oil from Russia because they are selling us oil at a reduced price and will save Pakistan 30%, and also buying wheat from Russia. But he never bought oil when he was Prime Minister from Iran. I mean, Iran's pipeline is right there at the border of Pakistan, and Iran's oil would have been cheaper also. But he didn't do it because of the pressure from Saudi Arabia and America, because America has sanctions against Iran. So I'm not too sure what if Imran Khan becomes Prime Minister again, how much of an independent party or how much of his promises he will be able to keep. But the spirit that the people have shown, people of Pakistan have shown, I'm sure there are few things which are certain. Number one, no recognition of Israel, removal of all these corrupt politicians like Noon League's Shehbaz Sharif, Nawaz Sharif, People's Parties, Asif Zardari, Bilawal Zardari and company, and Mullah Fazlur Rahman, removal of all them, and also taking care of Pakistan's interests first. So I think people are so much aware and they have so much anger that they will not allow anybody to do this anymore. So with that, thank you very much. Your comments and your opinion, if you share that, I will really appreciate that. And about 7-8 hours from now, I might do another live chat to discuss what the current situation is, because the situation is very, very bad in Pakistan. But we will see how this long march goes, and hopefully good sense will prevail, and the government will not use power and violence to curb this long march. I request all of you, especially Pakistani Americans, to please pray for Pakistan, for the safety of Pakistan, for the safety and security and life and property of all Pakistanis. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon.